Is up, soul family members? It's Shani with Healing Elements, and feeling wonderful. Just went and took a long walk under the very big, full, beautiful moon in the sky. It was gorgeous, and just wanted to touch bases with you, see how you guys are doing, how you guys feel, how your energy is faring during this full moon, August the 3rd, 2020. This is my interpretation, guys, of what this full moon is bringing into us, which is very powerful. A lot of people will categorize it also as an 1111 portal. You should check into that. It's all very interesting with the degrees in astrology as well. Numerology has a lot to do with everything, in my opinion, so it's very neat if you want to look into that. But this is my verbal interpretation of what this full moon, again, in Aquarius, the sign of Aquarius, is bringing into us while the sun is in Leo. The full moon in Aquarius represents comprehension on an advanced scale, and I mean advanced. I call Aquarians the heavyweight of debate. I really do. They definitely will have the last word, and the energy is that of the platform of debate to get a point across. This very, very powerful full moon, guys, in Aquarius is bringing in big time downloads. I'm sure you guys have experienced and are feeling it now as you listen to this. Epiphanies and, just overall deeper understanding about how our minds are programmed, then deprogrammed, and then reprogrammed to a higher frequency or capacity, right? This will also, I feel, bring on just natural tendencies to want to explore, to want to seek out purposefully and solve any kind of riddle, any kind of problem, any kind of injustice, an emphasis on injustice. And so thoughts and questions arise within you, like, dissecting the structure of society and, compartmentalizing society and really digging deep within layers. Again, it is all about structure and understanding the structure. Aquarius energy is very analytical and inquisitive and intellectual. So, you may come to conclusions or just have hypotheses about, prevalent futuristic type of theories, like maybe the Matrix type of concept, or, are we beings who are in a simulation, that type of thing, right? Futuristic theories, even string theory. It's not so futuristic now, but things of that nature that are very complex will be, definitely something that you're drawn to, immensely drawn to, driven. You definitely are discovering now and will continue. This energy is so powerful to discover brand new truths, that ring very much true to you. And this forms a new take on reality, even if it is just slighted a bit, right? Definitely epiphanies is a big theme I was channeling definitely for this full moon in Aquarius. These downloads and everything that it entangles, this can come in waves, on powerful, passionate surges. Sometimes will even make our bodies seem as if they are actually humming, in my experience and other people's validation. Like the inside of our utter core is actually vibrating along with these light codes that are being downloaded into our light bodies, right? And as they get activated further with the code, the downloads will be, accompanied by then a lull and a peace and a absolute, stillness, freedom. And again, your soul and your thoughts will really resonate on epiphanies of a lighter, very light nature. Definitely, since the sun is in Leo, there is also, symbolism on and a big theme on self-love and the importance of self-love. So many of us will have periods of time, experienced that are getting these heavy, very much passionately surging, powerful, sometimes disrupted and uncomfortable feelings of, downloads, emotional or energetic exhaustion, but it comes along, I really truly feel, and I feel it now after going and soaking up some of the moonbeams, you're going to also experience immense positive, joy-filled epiphanies and realizations that, deliver hope, a lot of empowerment, self-love, self-motivation, self-confidence, and a lot of momentum to stay absolutely true and committed to yourself and that self-confidence despite what the naysayers, are balking about. And, your authentic self's personal truth is beautiful, and it needs to be celebrated as the unique, diverse entity that it is, right? The melding of both of these two zodiac signs, both Leo and Aquarius, these two powers are bringing, I believe, together a beautiful notion of extreme commitment, devotion to self, and the uncovering also with that Aquarian punch, uncovering of meaning behind yourself and the life path that you have been on and are leading now. So this brings on a sort of dissection. Aquariuses love to dissect and deconstruct things and put them back together. So this brings on a dissection of past abilities and inabilities. You're now kind of in the raw with these two energies in this full moon, with the T-square also involving Aquarius energy. It's as if now more than ever you're just extremely, again, raw and able to see exactly how all of these past abilities and inabilities that you have had helped or hindered or harmed you in the process, and how to strategize and curtail some of those abilities and inabilities to make sure that you are going to be well equipped going into the future. Aquarian energy, always thinking futuristically, right? So, things perhaps that have never even dawned on you before definitely are coming very, very rapidly, flowing into you now. So again, this can be intense. You can have moments of questioning if you can handle the intensity, and then, other moments where you're validated by another kindred spirit, soul family member, and you are delighted with joy-filled, heart space, loving energy, and absolute self-confidence that you are indeed in the place where you should be and are meant to be at this time, right? So you can also catch yourself questioning, or at least, checking in with your own emotional or mental wellness strategically. So you have an urge to rebel against anything that firmly doesn't equal your personal truth based on those emotional, compelling, passionate beliefs that you have. And whomever you are, whatever zodiac sign, whatever you resonate with, it is something within us all. Something that matters so much to us that it drives us to be passionate and creative and try to strive to make a change, right? So, all kind of delicate, loving thoughts can be intertwined and just go hand in hand, one moment to the next during this full moon and the next week. And, really resonate with you guys about the intricacies. There we go. So these intricate thoughts. There we go. For example, like, why is this meaningful? Whatever it is. Why is this meaningful to some and meaningless to others? Those kind of questions. You'll say, what is meaningful to me? What is meaningless to me? Is anything in reality truly meaningless? Is the question I think this full moon in Aquarius is likely to propose to us and have us reflect upon. Again, pondering things as deep as that. Wondering, if there are equal parties that feel something is meaningful and equal parties that think something is meaningless, then in reality, is there truly anything that is meaningless, right? It is very, very intellectual, deep, again, deconstructing type of thoughts that you will experience. And we all will feel an overwhelming drive to bring a message to the masses. That is a big big theme. We feel passionate about, our poignant words when we do have something that we're bringing to the masses. And when moved to do this, we, will bring our level of expression to an absolute symbolic high. Passion is an understatement. Just picture the Aquarian President Abraham Lincoln, his, Gettysburg Address, or his night, up all night, that night of inspiration when he wrote, and then the delivering of, the Emancipation of Slave Proclamation. He stood behind principles, and it was so important to his life path to write those two important and memorable documents and speeches. It is something that he was called upon to do, and even despite any opposition, he still remained true and was really at the ready to share it with everybody else. And I feel that that is a big emphasis and a big part of this energy that you guys are most likely feeling. And also, don't get discouraged if all of this is just so much, having realizations and more self-awareness and, dissecting things, even getting into conspiracy theories is another Aquarian energy, right? It could really boggle the mind. I've heard from a lot of soul family members just feeling really overwhelmed. And my advice, same advice to me, just make friends, as I always say, with the energies. Take time to rest. Do what you know to do to feed and nourish your soul, your spirit, and your mind and body all as one, all together. Right, guys? You also will find yourself compelled, I think, to speak up and speak out in general. So primarily, of course, about, humanitarian issues, civil rights issues, the underdog of whatever group calls to you, or environmental issues, or just global crises. So however you do this, it will be speaking your truth, and it will be very, very pungent. You are definitely not going to hold back any punches. Again, the heavyweight of debate. So the heavyweight of debate in this climate now, with all the divisiveness, the sad divisiveness that I see prevalent, is certainly going to bring on argumentative vibes, an argument or two, or maybe 10, right? So argumentative folks will be even more so, right? If they're ill-tempered or if they are already, on edge. I can picture like two Aries or Geminis, let's say, brawling at like the local Walmart over the to wear or not to wear a mask debate. I feel, the advice that Spirit wants me to channel to you and to us all is to use more of the humanitarian approach, right, in this climate, rather than this highly volatile, heavily, packed punch, heavyweight debate approach. I think that, when we hold and honor our own truth, we must remember, no matter how preposterous, literally, it may seem to us, we can't judge, and other folks are entitled to stand in their space of truth also, right? Very hard to digest in the beginning of spiritual awakening. This doesn't mean, though, we allow, the debate to end without a front runner or any kind of conclusion or healthy, ending or kind of summation that we got out from it. It just means that we must try and use absolute compassion and healthy lines of communication to effectively showcase, and display and show structure and steps and layers to why we believe in what we believe in. And also, it doesn't give a pass to people who, are doing things that are unreasonably dangerous, so dangerous acts or beliefs masqueraded as like constitutional rights to, affect the collective in devastating or harmful ways are things that should be addressed a little bit more firmly, right? With no judgment, but just addressed. And I guess, guys, I will leave this podcast off with just a final thought from my own kind of repertoire of personal truths. Number one, I never feel in my personal authentic truth that it is okay to align with or encourage hatred or anyone who represents that. And also bringing others down based on what they do, because it's not like you, is wrong. And the last thing, bully mentality or making someone feel littler than they are is never okay. Blessings, love and light, guys.